Okay, so we're going to try something a little different in these videos. You see, lately I've been enjoying a lot of content where creators literally just turn on the camera with no script and they just talk. And I think what I've seen lately is that's called like yapping content, where people are just kind of talking to the camera just as if they were with a friend at coffee. And what I've noticed is we're kind of getting back to like the old school YouTube in a way where it's unscripted. We're just trying to tell our audience what's on our mind, almost like a form of therapy in a way. And so I think what I'm going to start doing is more of these kind of like yapping videos or riff videos where I've got a topic in my mind and I just want to talk about it. So it's going to be really unscripted. I'm not going to follow a script like I normally do, because when I'm creating, my perfect shot where I've got like my nice camera here, I've got a teleprompter and I'm reading right off of it. That's great and all, and it's nice for a really polished video, but I really want to connect more with you, with my audience. Because what I've noticed over the past few years, the more content creators we're seeing, the more things are coming so robotic and so, like performative in a way, where we're kind of getting away from what YouTube really was designed for, was to people to bring around a camera, capture their life, capture their moments, and share it with other people. And so with that, I want to talk about where I am right now. You see, for the past 4 years of my life, I have spent it chasing this dream that I've always had of being something. When I was a kid, I always wanted to be kind of famous, or I've always wanted to have people know who I was. And over the last 4 years, I got really involved in the sport of paintball. And so for those of you that know me, that have been following me on the journey, one, thank you. But over the last 4 years, I've grown a photography business that is award-winning. I've won Photographer of the Year 3 years in a row. I built a following on Instagram. I've sold merchandise. I've worked with brands. And from that, now that I'm looking back at it, I kind of hit all of the goals that I really wanted to do. I published 2 books for the sport of paintball. I would go to events and people would stop me and ask me for autographs or selfies, and it was just such a wild experience. And now that I am starting to step away from paintball and switching my niche and switching my focus to more of this YouTube and growing more of my content to help other content creators out there. Maybe you're a midlife creator in your 30s, 40s, or 50s, and you're wanting to start a channel or start an Instagram page. That's the exact reason why I'm doing this. So I want to talk about today is why and what it feels like to kind of start over in a way. I announced on Instagram now, I think it was 3 weeks ago. I can find the exact post. It was April 14th is when I posted this on my Instagram that I was leaving the sport of paintball. And since then, I've created videos every week. I still haven't missed an upload. I'm now creating more content by doing a lot of short form vertical content. And it's been so crazy, because it literally feels like I'm starting over, because every time I put out a video, you would think subscribers would start to go up. It's doing the exact opposite. I'm losing people every single video. And I think what happens is a lot of people that are in my similar situation or in my similar boat, where they're trying to switch their content from one focus to a new focus, a lot of people just stop doing that because they lose their audience. And then that's where your ego gets in the way, right? Because you're putting all this work into something, and then instead of seeing success from it, you're actually seeing the numbers go in the opposite direction. And so these past few weeks have just been kind of like, I don't know, I guess for a better lack of words, like a mind fuck in a way, where I'm switching everything. I'm putting all of my energy. I'm essentially burning the boats and going in this direction. And when I'm doing that, most of my audience is leaving. And that's okay. That's natural, right? When I'm on YouTube, if I see one of my favorite creators, maybe they're not talking about camera gear, or they start to talk about another topic that I don't enjoy, I'm probably going to unfollow them because I don't want to see that content. So it's natural. But when you're on this side of it and you're the person going through that change, it can be really challenging, and it can really feel like you're starting over in a way. And so I'm trying to take this whole entire approach of switching the direction, switching my niche essentially. And I'm trying to look at it from a lens of it's a long game. I think a lot of people have been asking me lately, hey, how are you doing with everything? What is it like switching? And I keep coming back to this analogy that has hit home so much. And that analogy is, I feel like I am driving a cruise ship, and I'm parked in my port, I'm parked in my dock, and I have to go this way, right? So I'm facing this way, and I have to turn 90 degrees. But in order to do that, it takes a lot of momentum and energy for a massive cruise ship to do that. And I'm currently docked. And so it's almost physically impossible to do that. So I'd have to, go out of port, turn around, do all this crazy work just to get to that point. And that's what this feels like. It feels like this almost impossible goal of switching and going this direction, but I know I'm going to get there at some point. It's just going to take a lot of work. So every day I've got to remind myself that I'm in it for this long term, right? I'm in it for the long haul. And the more videos that I'm creating, the more practice I'm getting in front of a camera, the more people are going to start finding my audience, the more my videos are going to start to kind of hone down to what the next niche or community that I'll be involved in. Right now, I think it's really the creator space where I love helping other creators. I love giving advice to other creators, but even that is a pretty saturated market or niche per se. And so I could see this evolving into maybe it's a midlife creator, maybe people that are in their 30s, 40s, and 50s, or they're working full time and they want to create content, but they don't know how to start. I could see my content starting to go into that realm and helping those type of people. But right now I am just focusing on creating the videos that I want to create. When I have an idea that comes up, I'm not worried about what the algorithm is going to think or not going to think. And I'm just going to create it because I don't want to get really pulled into I have to create this one type of content and that's going to define me. Because that happened a lot, with paintball. And I think if any of you saw the podcast I did probably about a month ago now with Talon Sai, Talon has 500,000 of subscribers here on YouTube. He dropped some incredible advice because I asked him that same question. I was like, hey, how do you not get burnt out? And he was like, well, whenever I feel like I'm about to be burnt out, I pivot. So if I'm creating content I don't like, I pivot to something that I want to create. And that message just plays rent-free in my mind over and over again, where this is my YouTube channel. It's no one owns it. I own it. And so why would I be so worried about having to create something really specific if I'm not enjoying it? Why would I spend time putting myself in a vulnerable spot, talking to a camera, and then exporting it, editing it, and putting all this time and energy if it's something I don't want to do? And so I think I'm going to be looking at my YouTube channel moving forward as a place for things that I want to create. I think it's going to be a mix of this really raw, unedited. I don't think I'm gonna edit a single thing of this unless I drastically mess up. So I think every week I'm gonna do some type of like yapping video like this, where I just set my camera up somewhere here in my studio and talk for a while and not edit it. So it's gonna be a mix of that. It's gonna be a mix of vlogs and like storytelling if I have an idea that I wanna do. And then it's gonna be a mix of, having my professional setting with my camera on my tripod, my teleprompter, the nice, beautiful background where I bring on podcast guests, and I'm still a podcast host. And when I think about how all of that marries together, that is the exact creator that I would want to watch online. Somebody who is doing the thing that they love. Maybe it's a podcast, but they're also giving like kind of a raw behind the scenes look into what their life is like. That's the content that I love. And so that's made me realize, well, wait a minute, if that's the content I love to take in, that's the exact content I need to be creating, because I'm essentially creating that for myself. And there's got to be other people out there that would enjoy that too. So yeah, I think over the next few weeks, I'm going to start writing down some different topics that I just want to yap about, and just kind of turn on the camera, riff for a little bit, let this stuff out, and hopefully it connects with somebody out there, because I've learned after the last 6 years of having a camera with me essentially at all times. When I was a vlogger 6 years ago, and then I transitioned to a photographer, and now I'm kind of coming back to the front of the lens. I've noticed that I've just thoroughly enjoyed content creating. And so why not lean into that as kind of a hobby of who I am and what I want to do? So let me know if you enjoy these types of videos where it's really just kind of a raw look into what's on my mind, because I think I enjoy them. This is almost like therapy in a way. I've created a few vertical short form content recently talking about that, where you're talking into a camera, looking at this lens, even though there's nobody in this room, it feels rare. It feels very therapeutic. It feels good getting that stuff off my chest, because I don't know where it's going to go. I don't know if anyone's going to see this or not. But at least I know I'm getting it off my chest. So yeah, long-winded version to say that more of this raw kind of talking style is going to be coming to the channel. And let me know if that's something you're looking forward to. So if you're new here, if this is the first video that you've seen, thank you, welcome. My name is Shellda, and I'll see you in the next yapping video. Have a good week.